can practice the art of vagueness on subjects that make you feel negative emotion and the art of specifics on subjects that do make you feel good, you will have figured deliberate creation out precisely, because that really is all there is to it. The more you talk about unwanted things, the more specific they become within you. The more specific the vibration of them is. And the more specifically law of attraction will deliver the details of these unwanted things to you. Now we know that as humans, you've wanted God, and more recently, law of attraction, to be more discerning and to not give you what you're offering a vibration about, but to give you instead what you want. But it doesn't work that way. Law of attraction is not giving you what you want. Law of attraction is giving you what's active in your vibration. So that really begs the question, doesn't it? Is what's active in my vibration really what I want? Is it? Am I offering a steady, active vibration about my true desires? Or am I offering a steady vibration about what is? Well, if what is your true desire, then that's really a good plan. But if you're reaching for something different or something more, and you always are reaching for more, then you're wanting to use a different criteria for that which you give your attention to. Here it is, ready to reveal itself to you in interesting, fascinating, satisfying ways. But you're holding a closed door because of your attention to the economy. And your frustration is your indicator that you're barring the door, or at least hindering it. So your singular work is to find some way to think about finances in a way that doesn't feel frustrating. If we were standing in your physical shoes, we would try to find a way of thinking of anything that doesn't feel frustrating, because chances are, if you go to the specific topic of financial freedom or financial well-being, you're going to activate what's already active and bar the door more. So you have to go to a general place that opens the door. Something that is working, something that feels wonderful, something that's easy to feel good about. Do this basic general grid work. You can even get off in the future. Everything's going to turn around. There have been lots of situations like that. Often after a big bust, there's a big boom. Things always work out. There are enough of us that are resourceful enough. Now we're on the topic, but we're being more general. Or you could leave that topic altogether. There's much more to well-being than finances, although finances do play a big part of it. And so that might be difficult for you to detach yourself from that. But just find some way to get general about something. It's a beautiful day. The sun came up this morning. You have no idea how important that was. And yet it's rarely something that you focus upon. And have you looked outside today in this magnificent city? Can you feel the beauty of this planet from this particular vantage point? So as you focus there, you just can't help but feel good as you focus there. Esther and family were up at the top of the Ferris wheel on the pier. Kate said, I can see the curvature of the earth. How can you not feel good in a moment like that? How can you not feel good? That's grid work. That's grid work. And every moment that you're doing that kind of grid work, in other words, not even on your to-do list to bring the sun up this morning, we don't imagine. But as you acknowledge it and you use it as your reason to feel good, as you use anything as your reason to feel good, you come into alignment with who you are. And then the specifics that you have identified, the specifics, hear this, the specifics that you've identified, when your grid work is in place, the specifics on the topics that matter the most to you will begin filling in. Now, what subjects matter most to you? It's interesting. We say to people, don't bring the thing that's bothering you the most to this discussion, because the thing that's bothering you the most, you've got the most concentrated momentum going in opposition to what you want. But now, focus for just a moment on that momentum. Even though you've been thinking, maybe, more about what you don't want than about what you do want on this subject of finances, your vortex, hear this, took the bounce. So what you do want is huge, even though you're vibrationally not in the vicinity of it. Are you following? And now you're focused upon the beautiful day. Now you're focused upon the well-being of this day. Now you've got nothing activated in you, or now you're meditating. What's going to happen? What momentum is going to fill in the things that matter most to you? An idea will come. An idea will come. An idea that will come that will flash you with such enthusiasm that you will know the rightness of that idea. And now you've got something more specific to think about. Now don't try to take that idea all the way to fruition. Don't try to figure it out. Or if you do, just be aware of what happens to your emotions. If you might take a dip when you do it. The rule of thumb is be as specific as you can be while still feeling good. Aren't you eager to get your hands in this clay? Don't you want to see what you've put into this vortex? Aren't you eager to watch the timeliness of this vortex to fill into your grid? And isn't it worth finding a minute to meditate or to appreciate or to acknowledge the well-being of your life experience? This is the reason that we've been telling you. It's step 1, step 2, step 3. Step 1, you put it there. Step 2, it's there and Source is bringing it to you. The delivery system is already up and running. The cooperative components have already been established. Everything's ready for your receipt. All you gotta do is chill. Find a reason to chill. And in most cases, that means get off the specifics that have been holding you out of sync with what you want. So what are some of the things that we've sort of set aside here? We're asking you to stop measuring yourself against anyone else. We're asking you to acknowledge the wholeness of who you were coming in and all that you've added to it ever since. We're asking you to acknowledge that law of attraction has gathered the cooperative components and that they're standing in the wings ready to move into your experiences at any time. And we're asking you to do one singular thing. Chill out. Find a reason to feel good. Don't use verbiage that makes you feel overwhelmed. Don't make it bigger than you are. Make it in the wings. Make yourself ready. Make it ready for you. Make you ready for it. Acknowledge its loving content. Acknowledge your worthy relationship with it. You don't have to consider what everybody else wants. You only have to consider what you've got in your vortex. And you don't even have to consider what's in your vortex. Now we want you to only consider what you're doing vibrationally with your grid, which lets it in. We've been telling you for a while, you've done enough sifting and sorting, and you've put enough in your vortex to keep yourself busy for 20 or 30 lifetimes. So what's it all about, Abraham? Why am I here? I came, I filled up my vortex, now what do you want me to do? And we say, we want you to have a good moment right now. We want you to have a good moment right now. We want you to have a good moment right now. What's it for? What is life all about? Well, it's this triad of intentions of freedom and growth and joy. The basis of your life is freedom. The intense desire of your life, the goal of your life is joy. Then everything else just falls right into place. You cannot cease expansion. But you can have all kinds of expansion while you hold yourself away from the joy, you see. And so you've been listening to us talking all day about the balancing of energy.
Yes.
And it's easy to understand in and out, in and out, in and out. In other words, focusing on something which attracts the energy to flow toward it. Mm-hmm. So the thing that hinders most people is a shortage awareness. And it's usually shortage of time, shortage of money, shortage of knowledge, shortage of something that I want, something that I believe I need before I can feel better. So a conversation like we've had all day here today will go a long way in soothing that shortage consciousness, because you come to understand as you integrate what you've been hearing here that there's a steady stream that's flowing to you, a stream of abundance, a stream of clarity, a stream of helpfulness, a stream of good ideas. In other words, there's no ending of that stream flowing. You've just got to figure out how to stop the stifling or stop the hindering of the stream. So that's why we offer processes like the placemat process. It's why we offer the most recent process that we've offered, which actually is integrated into every other process that we've ever offered, is the process of going general. And it just means backing up from my attention to whatever it is that's stifling the flow. Can you think of any valid or justified shortage? In light of what we've been talking about today and the way you're feeling as a result of the conversation that you've been participating in, we're talking to all of you. Doesn't shortage right now seem like something that maybe used to matter but doesn't now apply? When you accept this stream and your ability to tune into it, isn't shortage a flawed premise? Isn't it a misunderstanding? Isn't it a self-deprivation? Isn't it something that I could do something about right here and now? So when you have so many things on your plate, meaning so much to do and only so many hours to do it, then what's the remedy? Well, the remedy is to take some things off your plate. But you can't do that because you've already parlayed your life up to that. So another remedy would be to get more to help you. Well, that's not really the answer either, because they can't come until your vibration gets into the place of alignment that allows the right ones to come. So what is a viable answer if you've got too much on your plate? Too much on my plate. What are you reaching for in order to bring it into balance? You want more leverage. You want more clarity. You want more agility. You want more resources. You want more assistance. You want more help. And where do you get that? That's the question that we must put at the basis of this. Where do I get the help that's going to help me deal with the too much that I've got on my plate? Where do I get it? And we say, well, it's going to come in lots of places, and it's going to come through lots of people, and it's going to come with lots of ideas, but it's going to come from that flow. We haven't talked about this here today, but this is the place for us to talk about it. So life causes you to put into your vortex all of the things that you want. And then they start flowing and you get too much on your plate because you want them before you're up to speed with them. We had a sort of conversation about that with our friend earlier about that. When your desire is really, really strong, you'll summon stuff. But when your desire is strong and you're not in alignment with that desire, the stuff you summon is a bumpy ride. So you really don't want to fill your plate up when you're out of balance. But what do you do when you've already got a plate that's filled up that's out of balance? What do you do when your pool already has algae in it? Do you just roll up and die? Do you just withdraw from life experience? Or do you move forward towards some solution? Once you have mastered this understanding that you can control the way you feel because you have the power to focus, and then you practice yourself into steady, chronic alignment, and then the universe shows you that only what is wanted is flowing to you. And if there is something that is a bit off, you don't freak out about it. You just take us another step one moment, and you maintain your balance regardless of it. That's what unconditional love is. Alignment regardless of the condition. You have to start with a decision that you want to feel good. If that's the premise, if you've started with that decision that you want to feel good, then what that means is, what you're saying is, I want to feel good, and I understand I can't feel good unless I'm really blended with all that I am, which causes you to then understand that if you hadn't expanded to more than you can maybe normally maintain, then there would not be any new reach. And so now you're making peace with the fact that you are always vibrationally reaching beyond your patterns or habits that you've been practicing. So it's always accurate to say, I have beliefs that are not up to speed with the whole of who I am. And I mean to figure out which of those beliefs aren't up to speed with who I am, so that I can be up to speed with who I am. However, the beliefs that I hold that are not up to speed with who I am are responsible for my further expansion. So I'm embracing all of these beliefs, positive ones and negative ones, because expansion matters so much to me. If I didn't have the ability to know what I don't want, I wouldn't have the ability to know what I do want. So I'm not looking for perfection here. I'm just looking for steady things to help me continue to expand, and constant awareness and desire to feel good, which keeps me moving in the direction of the expansion that I've made. And it is my powerful intent to live happily ever after in that way. And if somebody else has the benefit of being up close to me and figuring it out based upon the powerful example that I'm offering, then I am really fulfilling my purpose for being. But I was not born to be an example for them. I was born to be the joyful creator that I am. This is something that we really, really, really want you to hear, because it gets off pretty easily in the moment that you're trying to mentor someone that you really care about. And it gets back on track really fast when you understand that they can't miss anyway. Nobody's going to miss this. Everybody's having expansion. Everybody's putting stuff in their vortex. Everybody's going to eventually come into alignment with it, you see. This is a universe of attraction, and there is no exclusion. There's no pushing anything away. What you give your attention to, you're calling to you. And of course you know that, but it was the perfect juxtaposition of that comment, because attention to it is the invitation of it.
Yeah.
That's why we say, and we really mean, you can't get to the bottom of something. You can't get to the bottom of what's bothering you, because your attention